Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. You know, anytime I get a chance to ride somebody else's bike, no matter what color or what year or what suspension or bars or whatever they have on it, I always take that opportunity because it can teach you so much about your own bike. If you only ever ride one bike, you kind of get used to it, even if you have maybe not the greatest setup. And even though you feel comfortable on it, it could be hindering you without you even really knowing it. So anytime a buddy comes over and goes, yo dude, you want to ride my bike? Absolutely, I hop on it 100% of the time. And over the weekend, Jerry Lorenz, local pro, very fast guy, offered me a ride on his brand new 2024 Bike of the Year YZ450F, and I could not turn that one down. The only other time I rode a YZ450 was Nick Thomasunas's, and if you know him, he's like a big free ride, freestyle. He's got basically supercross suspension and the craziest bar setup you've ever seen, so I didn't really get a good feel for it. So I was very eager to ride the new bike once again, because I'm always searching, you know, never staying complacent, always trying to find the absolute best of the best, because at the end of the day, my goal is to be as fast of a motocross racer as possible. There's obviously been a lot of good things said about the new Yamaha 450, so I was very keen to throw my leg over one. And let me just be totally honest with you guys, the bike is incredible. It took me maybe 2 corners to kind of get a feel for it and feel comfortable pushing hard. Normally it'll take me a whole lap or 2 before I really feel comfortable like pushing through jump faces and stuff, but immediately this thing felt super comfortable. If I'm being honest, the engine was a little bit lackluster compared to the KTM. Jerry just has a pipe on it, whereas my KTM has a pipe and ECU, so there's that factor as well. But to me, the Austrian engines have always been the best. They're just such a clean, crisp response, and they rev out really high, which I like. The Japanese brands have always felt just a tiny bit laggy to me, and then they sign off a little bit sooner, so I definitely found myself having to shift quite a bit more on the Yamaha, so maybe you guys can pay attention and hear some of those shifts. But as far as the suspension goes, I have always said KYB is the absolute best suspension that you can buy, and Yamaha is the only brand that comes stock with KYB, so it was like riding on a cloud essentially. It's pretty common for me to start the year out on a softer setup, and then as I build throughout the summer, I get stronger and faster and fitter. I go stiffer and stiffer and stiffer with my setup, especially being that I live in an area where there's a lot of sand. Typically, the softer the dirt, the stiffer the suspension you want, and vice versa. So by the end of the summer, I'm on a very stiff setting, and it takes me being in a very specific shape in order to ride it properly. So I think after taking like, you know, basically 6 or 7 months off with my injuries, my setting is way too stiff for me right now, especially bringing it out to a hard, choppy track like we had today. I was just feeling every little bump up through my chassis, and it was not an enjoyable ride. I was still able to go pretty fast, but I was really just not comfortable on my bike. And Jerry had a much softer suspension setup, and I think the Yamaha chassis is also just quite a bit softer in general. So it was a very enjoyable ride. I think if I had one completely set up for me with TCD suspension and my handlebars and everything, I could really get comfortable on this thing and go fast on it. But I think the KTM is obviously just as good. I just need to rework the suspension a little bit to tailor fit to my current speed and fitness level. So definitely we'll be working on that. But in the meantime, I hope you guys enjoy me spinning some laps on the Yamaha. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed me shredding the new Bike of the Year Yamaha 450. I sure enjoyed it. And you never know, maybe the future holds a new color for us. You never really know. So anyways, enjoy the video, guys.
handles so much better than my bike. It's way softer. Unbelievably softer. And it feels good, like the chop is fine. Actually, I'm gonna ride it a little more. What the hell?
Wow, you look good.
I feel incredible on this.
Ryan's like, he's got a Yamaha next week.
Dude, tell me about that thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel way better than on that. Let me try and do a lap on that thing. Dude, acceleration bumps on this bike feel like Supercross was.
Yeah, 100%.
Like right here, coming down this thing, it's fucked.
So I obviously like the Yamaha a lot, but what I will point out is that my frustrations with the KTM are definitely on me. They're suspension related. Like I said, I was going stiffer and stiffer, and I think now I'm to the point where I just need to go a little softer. So I actually did put on a softer spring rate the next morning and came back out to the track. They hadn't groomed it or anything. It was the exact same, and the KTM felt way better. So yeah, that's on me, not necessarily a Yamaha versus KTM thing. And I of course filmed that, so you guys will see the difference in the next video.